How are we doing, guys? Back at the typical Miami balcony view, and in this video I'm going to give you a few different vital pieces of information that are going to separate you from the average people and propel you into being hyper successful. Some character traits that I've noticed are much different between average people and successful people. So first, let me tell you a story. Yesterday I had a bad day for my standards. I'll break down what this bad day was. I woke up, I had a productive morning, I worked out, I got some of my content done, I did my outreach that I had to do. I had a productive morning. I call it morning. I wake up around noon, but until about 5 p.m. Then at 5, I was gassed. I took a nap. I told myself I wasn't going to fall asleep, but I took a nap and I fell asleep for like 3 hours. After that, I was pretty tired. I was doom scrolling for like an hour and a half, whatever. I finally got out of bed at about 9:30 and I worked out again, and then I did the content that I had to do, and then I had to do some other work, and I was working until about 1:30 a.m. And what I realized was, by simply upping your standards like I have, I had a bad day and I still outworked 99% of people. This is another reason why being unemployed or a full-time entrepreneur is literally a cheat code. If you do your business full-time, if you don't have to worry about school, if you don't have to worry about, your job that is paying most of your bills, if you can get over that hump and are a full-time entrepreneur, and you most importantly cut out the bullshit, you don't party, you don't drink, you don't do shit that isn't going to progress your life, it is so easy to get infinite amounts of work done compared to the regular person. I don't do shit. I told you, I took a 3-hour nap and I had a bad day yesterday for my standards, and I still completed more work than like 90, 95, probably 99% of people, simply because I don't do anything else. I can fuck off for 4 hours by accident and still get more work done than you. So if you're in the phase of still being at work, of still being in school, whatever it is, I understand you got to get through it. Try and get through that, and try and be a full-time entrepreneur, because once you have 100% of your time to work on your business and work on yourself, that is when you're going to see exponential growth. But anyway, that was the realization I had from having that bad day. So one of the character traits, like I mentioned at the start of this video, is that one bad day doesn't define you. It's not going to define your week. It's not going to define your month. It's not going to define your year or your fucking life if you're a successful person. After last night, I was a little upset with myself because I didn't work as much as I normally do based on my standards, like I told you guys. And today I had the best day ever. I was like, okay, shook it off. I realized I had a shitty day, and today I've been working for literally 8 hours straight, either in the gym or on my business. I'm going to work for another 2 hours. I got my boxing coach coming in a minute to get my second workout of the day done, and then I'm going to go to UFC. Best day ever, because I realized that I couldn't have a day like yesterday again today. I learned this from Patrick Bet-David, and I've been implementing it for the last 2 years, and it's honestly changed my life. When you think of your life like a game where all this stuff isn't that serious, you're trying to get more money, you're trying to level up your character, you're thinking of all your daily tasks like different milestones you have to complete in a game, you will not take things as seriously, and it's going to allow you to have thick skin. It's going to allow you to maneuver bad days out of the way, because who cares? It's just a game, right? So successful people do not let one day defy them. I had a bad day yesterday. I usually don't have bad days, and I shook it off and realized that I was going to have the best day ever today. That day didn't define me. Sometimes you have slip-ups. There's only up from there. Used it as motivation to fuel a great productive day today. So if you have a bad day, the main difference is average people, if they have a bad day, will let it defy their whole week. They'll be complaining. It could be bad things happening to you. It could be you sleeping in, not being productive, whatever. Don't let that bad day define you. Instead, go to the next day, kick that day's ass, work harder than you did the day before, and make up for what you lost that day. Do not let one bad thing, one bad day, one bad week, one bad month defy you as a person. You get to recreate yourself every single day, and that's one of the beautiful things about being an entrepreneur. One day you could make $0, which I've done before, and one day you can make $20,000, which I've also done before. My record day, I've made 20 grand. That's the beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur. You can have a horrible day, everything can go wrong, and the next day, boom, you could get paid. You could have a video go viral if you're a content creator. You could have one of your ads pop off, the best it's ever done, and get a ton of sales if you're in any type of business. You could have an amazing day and you can have a bad day. The point is, if you work every single day, if you try your best every single day, you'll never miss that lucky day. You'll never miss that day where your thing finally pops off. This is why consistency is so important, and all these things are tying together right now. Don't let one bad day define you. Work every single day no matter what, and you will never miss a lucky day. And you have to be consistent for you to even get the opportunity of having a lucky day. Do the right things every single day. That's more than just consistency. Consistency is doing your basic tasks, basically jogging through life, jogging through your business, doing the same things every single day. But if you're actually consistent, if you actually do the right actions every single day and are pushing the limits every day, that is when you're going to get lucky, and that is when you're going to have actual growth in your business. Not just the mundane things you have to do every day. You need to 10x that shit, do more than everybody else, work harder than everybody else, and that's when you will get lucky. One of the things I've also seen between average people and successful people is, like I said, not only do they not let a bad day defy them, if something bad happens to them, instead of sobbing, instead of letting it, dictate their whole week, instead of being sad like a little bitch, they go into the next day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, and they use that fire that they got from the bad thing that happened to them as motivation to make more money and to make up for it. When bad things happen to you, you should thank God, because you need bad things to happen to you in order to become the person you want to become. I got heartbroken about a year and a half ago. It was one of the biggest transformative times in my life. I'll open up to that about you guys. I was fucked. I couldn't sleep. I lost a girl I've been with for about 2 years. I won't say her name here, whatever. She called me back, by the way, obviously, because I'm me. Anyway, didn't answer. But the point is, I used that time to rebuild myself. I couldn't fucking sleep. Like I said, I was in the gym 3 times a day, 4 times a day, literally couldn't sleep. I'd sleep for 2 hours, and then I'd wake up and it was on my mind again. I had to be preoccupied doing something all the time. So any fire you can get, any motivation you can get, it doesn't have to be as devastating as a heartbreak. It doesn't need to be devastating at all. But if something bad happens to you, if there's a challenge in your life, you should thank God and you should use it as motivation to get better. You need those transformative times in your life, those bad things to happen to you, to really change who you are as a person. How are you going to become rich if you never go through the struggles of becoming rich? How are you ever going to become strong if you never go to the gym and feel weak to get strong? You need to feel dumb in order to get smart. There's always an A side and there's always a B side. There's every light has a dark. Every single time you want something, you have to go through the gauntlet to get there. So think of bad things happening to you instead of something bad, something negative, as a positive and as a milestone to get through. You should be taking as much action as fast as you can, because it's going to allow you to fail as fast as possible, get through those milestones as fast as possible, and most importantly, get to your goals as fast as possible. That is another character trait compared to average people and rich people. They see bad things as a negative if you're average, but successful people, rich people who want to become the best versions of themselves, see bad things as a positive. It's a chance to grow. It's an opportunity. Everything has to be thought of as a positive, because that's what's going to allow you to protect your thoughts and allow you to attract your dream life. If you guys have ever read The Law of Attraction, you know that thoughts directly impact your reality. If you have positive thoughts, you're going to have a positive life. Good thoughts lead to good fruit, bad thoughts lead to bad fruit. But if you have negative thoughts, if you're thinking of all these bad things happening to you, saying, I can't catch a break, blah, 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 guess what? You're telling the universe that you cannot catch a break, and they will not give you a fucking break. You need to think positively. You need to always think you're the man. You need to always think you can solve every single problem, and you need to be looking at challenges as opportunities. This is going to allow you to keep your mindset high. This is going to allow you to accomplish more things. This is going to allow you to not get discouraged when you're building your business, when you're building your dream life, and it's going to allow you to get to your goals faster. So, quick recap this video. I know I kind of went on a tangent, but don't let one bad thing, don't let one bad day, one bad week defy you. You get to recreate yourself every single day as an entrepreneur. Use bad things as fuel rather than seeing them as a negative. And last but not least, you need to protect your thoughts. This is what's going to allow you to attract your dream life, or attract the life that you hate if you're constantly stuck in negative thoughts. Those are the 3 things in this video that I wanted to touch on, guys. And also, all of these things tie together. If you're not letting bad things get to you, if you're using them as fire, if you're not letting a bad day dictate you, you're keeping your momentum high, you're keeping your thoughts high, because rather than sulking, rather than having bad things be attracted into your life due to your negative thoughts, you're kicking those bad things that happen to you in the ass. You're working harder. You're going to feel proud of yourself. It's going to raise your vibration. It's going to raise your energy. And sooner than you know it, you're going to get out of that rut or out of that bad thing and attract more good things into your life. And if you do that over a longer period of time, time, you simply are unstoppable. Because if a bad thing gets in your way, you just go harder the next day and you're going to overcome it, rather than 99% of the population who's a bunch of pussies and they're scared of anything bad ever happening to them like it's the end of the world. So I hope you guys found this video informative. I've been posting daily on here, just trying to educate you guys on every single thing I've learned, going from zero to a millionaire in less than 2 years at just 19. Now I'm out here in Miami living my dream life. I appreciate all you guys watching. Consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.